really loved. And yeah, definitely just all kinds of great appreciation for what this country has going for it, even in times of struggles. I was reading yesterday a wonderful article that democracy has within it all these hidden powers that we don't really know about oftentimes until our backs are against the wall. But it is interesting, and it's just important this 4th of July to honor all those many gifts. So happy 4th of July. And today what I want to talk about is this idea of freedom, because freedom is such an integral thing, and especially from a Christian New Church perspective, freedom's kind of the name of the game, and we see that in Jesus's words. Learn these two, know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. So what's that truth that actually frees us? Well, here's an idea I want to throw to you. It's easy when we look at freedom. Know this truth, and the truth is it's all about freedom, right? We could look at it that way. And there's good and there's bad to that when we hold freedom as just the primary thing, the only thing. And it's interesting when you look at the concept of freedom. Freedom in and of itself has sort of two parts to it. It both has rights and it has responsibilities. So we have this right to sort of self-autonomy, this right to freedom of expression. The list goes on and on. But each of those also, in and of themselves, also carries with it an obligation. It's why many of the founding fathers said, look, for this to work, you have to have people who have moral fiber. You have to have people who are willing to exercise these within a certain set of parameters. Something like freedom of speech. Freedom of speech is not just blatant across the board, can say anything you want to anyone you want. We all know that. We have to think through stuff, and there's a responsibility in the proper exercise of freedom of speech, and we need to protect that. We need to protect both. And how does that work? How does that work for us spiritually? Well, I think we're given great spiritual freedom that we're always sort of set in the middle, and we can choose this or we can choose this. God kind of I think God kind of tilts the playing field a little bit, but doesn't mean we can't tilt it in a different direction. But we can really choose. I mean, each of you could go out this morning and just, spend 2 hours and make a huge mess of your life, frankly, or 2 hours tonight and make a huge mess of your life. You can do that. You're free to do that. But you can see, again, where rights and responsibilities, where freedom and obligation kind of go together. And we have to learn how to exercise it within these certain beautiful parameters. And I was thinking this morning about that, and what that can mean for us freedom-wise, because this is the freedom that God really desires for you, is God knows that deep within you is implanted these wonderful, amazing loves that are unique to you. The combination is unique to you. As one person said yesterday, God is this beautiful painter, but he doesn't do a bunch of block prints. It's like, no, you are a unique painting of this amazing painter, a unique thing. And that's deep, deep, deep within you. And God's whole gift of freedom is when that can slowly start to move out into our lives. And we have this beautiful integrity where what we love at our inmost is realized in our outmost. Our soul becomes the lived experience. We literally, there's no difference. We're living in such integrity that it just flows. And man, right? Like the joy of that. The joy of that. It's so much fun to be around that. The people who are in that place, today would probably fancy word we'd use is the flow state, because people are just into what they love, and they're totally able to express that. And you can see again where there's some obligation to that, right? Because not all of the things in my soul that I really desire probably are terribly good. Like, yesterday, it was a busy day, mid-morning, I'm thinking, I could use a beer, but it's a work day. I'm not going to drink a beer at 12. I'm free to do that, but in another sense, if I really want to take my obligations seriously, I'm not going to do that. So that's the beautiful part, friends, is just think for a minute if your life lived from that place. And as we live from that place, we start to discover with this freedom to live from that place. And then we start to discover a freedom from worry, concern, jealousy, anger, vengeance. Like, just go down the list, right? Because we're coming from the better angels of our nature. I love that phrase. That's so much about what this higher love is. We're coming from the better angels of our nature. And the way that those things are met out there in the world, they're just not important. And of course, we always make sure that they're healthy, that they're the best of loves. They're not the lowest nature. It's not our lowest nature. It's our highest nature. It's not the worst angels of our nature. It's the best angels of our nature that are moving out there into the world. And again, it's done with freedom and it's done with obligation. So how is it that we find that? Well, here's the truth that will let you free. Allow your life to be a little interrupted. This 4th of July weekend, we have this love and we want to express it out there, and with this higher angels of our nature. And I think this is going to sound strange. A lot of time when we're living from those higher angels of our nature, we're going to find ourselves inconvenienced on occasion because there's that obligation side to it, rights and responsibilities. We have to see the both and. And oftentimes those things that feel like obligations, feel like responsibilities, also feel like interruptions because I want my life to go this way and I have to be able to do this. Time out. This is where God is calling me to do. I know it's from a higher love. My job is allow my life to be interrupted and then to see the hints there as I see my life slowly starting to open in more and more ways. That's what we can do. So this weekend, pay attention to the hints. Allow your life to be interrupted. Live in that freedom. And remember that it's always this beautiful both and, that true freedom is both about rights and responsibilities, is both about freedom and living our obligations. So I hope that makes sense, dear friends, and just wishing you just an amazing 4th of July weekend. Just what a beautiful time ahead, and enjoy time with your family and friends. Go see a parade. Go see some fireworks. We're going to be watching the fireworks here in Bernathen, Pennsylvania tonight. My sister's coming out, and just have a wonderful celebratory weekend. So with that, dear friends, let's get a little breath and go into our more contemplative side of things. So I'm going to ask us all, just take a big breath. And the prayer bell. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I. Be still and know that. Be still and know. Be still and. Be still. Be. Our Father, who art in the heavens, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, as in heaven, so upon the earth. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we also forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you, bring you peace, and bring you home. Amen. All right, dear friends, let's take a little quick look here. See how life is a plug-in for people. Linda, hey, yes, happy 4th of July to you, Linda, and happy 4th of July to you, my dear friend Frank. Hope you guys are all doing well. Now flipping over here onto the other one. All right, no comments on the other page. We're just wishing you folks all the very best. God bless. Happy 4th of July. And